New York Times Magazine. He is also former foreign editor of Newsweek, author of several best-selling books, including the number one New York Times bestsellers of Blood Feud, The Amateur, and many others. He's written this book as well, and it's hot right now. It's called Guilty as Sin. It's about Hillary Clinton and her many scandals. It's Regnery Publishing. Edward Klein joins me now. Ed, it's always a pleasure. It's been a while. Thank you for being with us today.
Hey, Bob. It's just great to be back with you. Love to talk to you.
Oh, thank you so much. You too. There's so many things I want to talk about. I know in our limited time we're only going to be able to scratch the surface, but as you know, the latest information came out from WikiLeaks showing that Hillary Clinton's campaign knew full well that Barack Obama was lying last year when he told CBS, "I didn't know she had a private server. I learned it from the media." So internally, they're all aghast, not because he was lying, but because, oh, great, now we got a mess we got to figure out how to clean up. But here's what troubles me, Ed, about this email server issue. This isn't a matter of Hillary Clinton has been busted breaking the rules. This is a matter of national security. It's a clear and present danger to the United States when top secret classified information is put out on the ledge for our enemies around the world to hack and read. And it's troubling for me that A, Hillary Clinton would exercise that poor judgment, but then B, Barack Obama knew she was using a private server, and he went ahead and let it happen anyway. So I see some very serious issues here as it relates to national security. Let's talk about that, and then we'll get to the FBI.
Well, you could not have stated the situation better, and you will find all of that in my new book, Guilty as Sin. The fact of the matter is that the president and Valerie Jarrett, as I've reported in Guilty as Sin, called Hillary into the White House early, very early in her tenure as Secretary of State, and said that they noticed that she was sending emails to the president from a private email system. And they discussed this with her and realized that it was an unsecure private email system. I don't know if she revealed that she had a server in the basement of Chappaqua, and I doubt that she did that. But here's the important point. They told her to stop. You can't do that. These are, you can't use a private server. You have to use a government server. She left the White House and for the next 4 years continued to do exactly what she had been doing before, ignoring the president's order. Now, he continued to get emails from her that way. And what did he do? Nothing. So, for 4 years, he was, in my view, complicit in her jeopardizing national security and putting American lives at stake, as you put it. And I suspect that when Mr. Comey, the director of the FBI, James Comey, decided to face up to what should have been his responsibility in indicting her, he realized that he would bring down the whole house of the Obama administration if he did, because ultimately Hillary, if brought before a grand jury or in a trial, would say, listen, the president knew what I was doing. How could this be a crime?
That is an excellent point, which then kind of brings us to the issue of James Comey and the FBI. So before we jump over to Comey, let's make sure and clear up here that what you're saying is absolutely true. The President of the United States was complicit in this with Hillary Clinton, that he instructed her, don't do this anymore. This was at the beginning of her term as Secretary of State. She continued to do that anyway, and these WikiLeaks emails show that as late as 2013 or something, or 2015 discussion, March 7th, 2015 they were having, they're like, wait a minute, we know that they were exchanging emails back and forth. We know it didn't say state.gov on them. So they're basically acknowledging that, yes, Barack Obama told her. It's almost as though he gave her plausible deniability, or gave himself plausible deniability, because he could say, hey, I did my job, and then he doesn't follow up on it. But if he knows she's continuing to do that anyway, doesn't he know as President of the United States that part of her job is receiving and sending classified and top secret information? He's got to know that.
everything he sent her was classified, actually, because it's from the President of the United States.
Right.
And as Secretary of State, naturally, she's involved in classified documents perhaps every hour of every day that she's Secretary of State.
Right.
You know, what's so interesting about all this, Bob, is that now those emails between Hillary and Barack Obama, the White House has declared executive privilege, meaning that they are not going to be disclosed, those emails, because he's saying, you know, any communication the president has, he can claim executive privilege. What the irony of this is that I and everyone else who's looked into this believe that her emails must have been hacked by foreign governments and foreign actors. And so Americans are not learning what are in these emails,
right,
but foreign adversaries know what are in these emails.
Remember, Hillary Clinton herself, as revealed in WikiLeaks in the transcripts of her speeches, specifically said that foreign governments on a regular basis, hourly basis, and she even said more often than once an hour, were regularly trying to penetrate our email there in the State Department. We know they were actively doing this every hour, on the hour, all the time. She even named China and Russia. So she's aware that they were actively trying to break in, and yet still she cared more about protecting her own personal and private secrets by blending in national government secrets in her private email, and that's
well,
exactly.
Exactly.
It's obscene.
Yeah.
But let's do this. We got a short break. We got to go into